Suspense versus surprise is a concept famously explored by Alfred Hitchcock, the famous film director. According to Hitchcock's theory, suspense is more potent than surprise because it includes the audience into the narrative more, making them aware of impending danger so they can stew about what the characters don't know about. In movies, big reveals work best when there are just enough clues given to the audience. This lets suspicions form even if they're a bit blurry at first. When the truth finally comes out, it can catch viewers by surprise, or confirm what they suspected. I consider this a win-win scenario because having a suspicion become true doesn't necessarily ruin the moment. You could have a thought similar to, I knew that was him, or I had a feeling something was up. A classic example is the I am your father reveal in The Empire Strikes Back. Some people argue it's one of cinema's most surprising twists, and it is, but if you think about it, how many times did they mention Luke's father? In everyday conversations, he's always talked about as a great pilot, how he died, how Obi-Wan knows him from fighting with him in the Clone Wars or some shit. The audience isn't fed the right information necessarily, but Luke's father is hinted to be at least someone important, and his backstory is kept mysteriously quiet until the big reveal. This shows that giving out bits of information at the right times instead of keeping everything secret can make the story more interesting. In 2017, as I initially watched Made in Abyss, the first episode felt unexpectedly innocent, sporting a cute, unassuming art style, similar to what other people say. Later on, it was far from the atmosphere I anticipated, but the series follows a parentless young girl named Riko residing in the city of Orth, built around this, ginormous, seemingly bottomless hole known as the Abyss. Her mother is a white whistle, basically meaning she's one of the best cave raiders around, and she's been missing since giving birth to her, which prompts Riko to seek a reunion after discovering a letter that her mother awaits her at the bottom. With a whopping 1,000 meter diameter and an estimated depth of 20,000 meters, the Abyss stands as the final frontier of unexplored land in the world, similar to what they thought California was when we just had the East Coast. It maintains a unique ecosystem of countless wildlife divided into layers based on their depth and danger levels. Adding to the challenges this, they call it the Abyss's Curse. Upon entry, a force field surrounds you. Breaking it during ascent causes various negative effects, from dizziness, gruesome transformations. Surviving the 6 layers curse turns you into this conscious, deformed slug monster, stuck in a state of painful immortality with no way to communicate with others. Despite its hazards, many divers brave the depths anyway, in search of valuable artifacts, hidden secrets. There's a lot of magical artifacts that may give you some sort of powers, I'm pretty sure I saw one that could grant a wish. But anyway, alongside horror when watching, I noticed a feeling of awe and fascination when looking into the Abyss. Similar to how Riko feels about exploration, actually. Considering how little is known by the audience or the characters about the Abyss, this sense of curiosity hooks the viewers and it encourages delving deeper into the lore. This ties into suspense versus surprise because the series seems to understand greatly when to dump information and when to maintain ambiguity. For example, Riko's mother is allegedly at the bottom of the Abyss. However, we don't even know what she's doing down there, or if she's even alive, at least in the anime. The withholding of information until the right time adds the sense of horror by further committing to the idea that the characters are going further and further into an unknown, dangerous death trap with no guarantee of success and with no chance of returning. Also, sprinkling in moments of awe and even comedy makes the ensuing dark turns even more unexpected. The horror of Made in Abyss lies within the vulnerability of its characters, filled with an unwavering curiosity and an incredibly cheerful, optimistic outlook. Riko is very knowledgeable of the Abyss and its creatures. However, she is, at the end of the day, a little girl with no combat strength whatsoever. She's basically carried by her newfound robot companion, Reg. They dive into a world they are ill-prepared for. The true antagonist of Made in Abyss is not a person or creature, but the world itself, and that is terrifying in the sense that there's practically no escape once you're further down. Even Bondrewd, often considered the big bad of the series, is influenced by his goal to progress further within the Abyss. His atrocious actions are, in part, a byproduct of him being down there. He's also just fucking crazy. The series masterfully crafts tension through eerie settings, creating a slow burn leading to some intense moments and some surprisingly calm interludes. Not every creature found in the Abyss is a man-eating monster. Not every plant is a poisonous carnivore, and so on. The deliberate pacing of these darker events strategically creates an unsettling sense of unpredictability. While being distracted by the pretty animation and large set pieces, in the back of my mind I was always on edge, thinking that any moment this calmness can turn into a daily dose of grotesque body horror. Thanks for watching. This is my first video I've made of this variety, so I hope you enjoyed it, and peace out.